You knew I was going to talk about shame, didn't you? If the spotlight of shame is, like all the others, a mechanism that has evolved to focus our attention on something, I tell you that what shame has evolved to focus attention on is an impediment to the good feeling of joy or excitement. Now, it turns out, empirically, that most of the experiences of interest and joy that get impeded have to do with social joining. So we really think of shame mostly as an interpersonal, an interactional affect. But there are lots of situations in which shame affect can occur merely because positive affect has been impeded, and the affect focuses attention, Gesundheit, double Gesundheit, focuses attention on the impediment. So the thing is that generally what we see in the moment of shame is something about us that isn't primo. Now, perhaps I'm the only one here who has aspects of the self that are imperfect. But those of you who are perfect can understand the problems of the rest of us, that there are many areas in which we would think subpar. I saw a wonderful thing on one of the evening magazine shows about 20 years ago. The interviewer interviewed a number of young men and women. For example, how were they pleased with their bodies? Aristotle said, nobody above 80 has any shame. It's an interesting observation. You don't really give a shit. You know? Well, there was a boatload, actually a boatload of professional models, women, in Miami, and they all had these stick figures and so on. And you ask them, are you pleased with your body? Well, I have a little too much here, or my tummy's not perfect. And then you would find men and women who were grossly obese, in their 70s, sitting on the beach. Are you pleased with your body? Oh, yeah. Isn't that fascinating? So that a lot has to do with what expectations do we have of ourselves that let us define qualities that have to do with shame. It happens, however, that of all the spotlights, the one we want the least to deal with is the spotlight of affect shame. And what we do is we go through a brief moment in which we feel awful, it hits you, and then we have to decide, are we going to pay attention to what shame has revealed? Nuh-uh. And we shift to what I call the compass of shame. And these are 4 poles of a compass that tell us what we're going to do about the awful feeling rather than pay attention to what the spotlight showed us. Remember, if we paid attention to what the spotlight showed us, it would get taken care of in picoseconds, indeed femtoseconds. It's briefer. But we don't. We don't look at reality. We're not terribly good at that, we humans. What we do is we try to avoid shame, and we go through any of these 4 poles of the compass of shame.